Have you ever been asked to do a job that you were perfectly qualified for, but as you were performing your job, all of a sudden, I want to tell you a story. I'm telling this third hand, I will admit, but I think you'll enjoy it. There was a young boy that was interested in football. Even as a little tyke, he loved football. When he got old enough to be able to play on a team, boy, he was excited, and he was good. He was really good at it. The coaches noticed right away, so they gave him special training, and as he grew up through high school, he was a star. His goal in life was to go to the University of Tennessee and to lead 65 players through the goalposts onto the field. Well, he was accepted up at UT, and he was on the football team, and things were going well until finally he had an injury that took him out of football for the rest of his career. He was a member of the Fellowship for Christian Athletes, and they surrounded him and supported him and said, "You've got to keep staying here, keep studying, even though you can't play football." So he did, and he graduated top of his class. Well, he got a job as a minister for children, children's minister in a local church. And a friend of his said, "Hey, will you come down to Alabama? We've got a school down here where the kids are all locked down, and they need some entertainment. Would you come down, and you might even have an altar call?" And he said, "Yeah, I can do that. That would be good." So at the appropriate weekend, he went down to Alabama to this special school. Friday night, he was ready. He started out with some singing. Now, he'd been working with kids back home, and he knew the songs that the kids knew, so he's singing some of those songs, and nobody's singing along with him. Well, he thought, okay. So he preached a good sermon, and then he had an altar call. Nobody came. He went back to his room, and he threw the guitar on the bed and the Bible on the bed, and he said, "God, we got to have a talk." And however that talk went, Saturday he went back, and he's much enthusiastic. He's ready to go again. He started out singing the songs that the kids back home knew, and nobody sang with him. He preached a good sermon, and they had an altar call. Nobody came. This time he went back to his room. He put the guitar on the bed. He threw down the Bible and said, "God," and they had a good conversation. Reluctantly, he went back for the Sunday morning service. He just was not sure what to do. He was qualified. He'd done what he knew how to do. It just wasn't working. So this time he started singing Amazing Grace. Very softly, the kids joined in, and stronger until it was a good, rousing song. He tried 2 or 3 other songs that he thought they would know, and they did, and they sang with him, and he felt much better. He preached a sermon. Man, he was on it today, and he had an altar call. This time, 61 boys and 4 adults came in response, and he led them through the goalposts of life. Now, if you're a parent, you might think, my son could respond to something like that. That's a good idea. I'm going to work with him. As a teacher, you might be thinking, this child that I know in my class could use some of this kind of teaching. I don't know, but here's your opportunity. Take the story, use it, and let me know how it works for you. I remain Forever Santa.